Okay, we're on.
Welcome back, guys, to another podcast. Hey, we're back here with Denton and George, and we're gonna chat about life, innit?
We're gonna check about life. More specifically, George, what are we going to check about today?
So, good. More specifically, the main question or the first question is going to be around friends and when they get their first girlfriend, first love, shall I say, and is it good or bad to ditch your friends for her or him?
Okay.
So, Denton, what would you believe about this?
Okay, first of all, I think it's very context dependent. Very, very context dependent. Because, for example, if you are in a situation of your life that you don't really like your friends, I mean, they're your friends, so they should like them to some extent. But I
Okay.
guess it all depends on also like the how strong the relationship is, how
Yeah.
how much experience both people have. Not only like the your friend, the guy or the girl, whatever, whoever is your friend, but I guess the other friends too, like the people who your friend. Imagine you have a girlfriend or whatever, and you start ditching us as friends. Depends on our experience, I guess, with relationships too, because I feel like if it's the first time you're the first guy in our group who's having a relationship, you're the first person in our group, and then you start ditching us, we're naturally going to feel inclined to feel like this rejection for you, to feel this
True.
anger for you, because you're the only one, you're the first person who's actually experiencing this love, so you're the only person who knows how strong it is. So I guess
True. True.
that the rejection is gonna be stronger, but still I feel like it still doesn't explain, and it's not very very nice that you ditch your friends for a girl. I don't think is that, although you're experiencing things for the first time, it's might be a first love or whatever. Um, in the end, what's going to happen if it's probably your first love? What's, I'll say 99% of the cases, what probably happens is that you guys have a nice relationship, sure, have a lot of experiences together, but then you're gonna break up because it's your first love. You're probably 99%, 99.5% of the times you're gonna end the relationship. You're not gonna continue this relationship for a long time, and then what is gonna happen? You're gonna run back to your old friends to seek for comfort. So I'd say
True.
ditching completely your old friends, I guess it's not very cool. But I kind of understand because love is a very strong, like strong feeling you can have. So I can understand, but it's not the right thing to do. What do you think, George?
I mean, I completely agree that it's a wrong thing, obviously, to like ditch your friends, because you've been with them for how many? Imagine you've known them for years, and then all of a sudden this new girl comes, and then you're like obsessed with her, and then you just stop talking to your long life friends, And I mean, I understand you want to spend time with her, you want to explore new things with her that you can't do with us, and your friends, and I, it's good and all for the couple, but you should never forget your friends. You should make time for both, half it and half. Obviously you got your family as well. That's another topic, but like it's just forgetting your friends and moving on with life with this new girl, and if it all goes pear shaped, turning back to your friends, it could it could end up disastrous. Your friends will have to be very understanding and forgivable for that. Yeah.
So, in your
What
opinion,
about you?
it's. But do you think is a? Do you think is it that's the person's conscious choice to do this? You know what I mean? The person is consciously and intentionally ditching his friends to spend time with the person, or is it something more subconscious that he is ditching his friends? This guy is is ditching his friends to spend more time with this girl because he actually wants to uh, intentionally set his friends apart, like separate them.
No, no, well, no. I don't think it's. I don't think it's that intense. I think it's like it depends on like the person obviously as well. Like if you're if you cheat on a lot of people, then you're obviously going to be a bad type of person. But like if you're deeply in love with this woman, then and then you just start not talking to your friends. I think it's more like it's worse if you just ditch your friends because you don't like them and you found this new girl and then you think she's better and whatnot, whatnot. But like, I think it's still wrong either way. You know, make time for both, as I say.
But what if you have limited time, though?
Limited time, where you're gonna die next year,
No,
bro.
I mean, for example, us, we don't have a lot of time right now because we're having final exams in 1 month. In some weeks, to be
Yeah,
honest, we're having final exams, so we don't have a lot of time to spend a lot of time between us.
yeah.
So, for example, weekends, you either have to make the conscious decision to spend time either with your family, with the person you love, or with your friends. So, do you think that's valid to spend more time with the person you love than with your friends?
That's a tough question there, my friend. It is. Well, as you said, we've got a few weeks, so that's what 3 to 4 weekends. So you can at least spend one weekend with your friends. You know,
True.
like if you don't spend any weekend with your friends, then you're just like leaving them out of your life. Like a part of your life gone. You're moving on. But like I understand you have you want to meet with your loved one, and but still like at least one weekend. I was like, oh yeah, we've got a few weekends. We spend a couple. So at the moment, I'm not meeting with any of you because studying. But like
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think yeah. You?
Man, I guess it's very tough. Love is a thing that changes your mind completely because when you're not in love, I'm saying from because of my own experience. When you're in love, you're someone that doesn't think. It's mad, like insane. The things you can do for someone, how much you can change just because you're in love with someone. It's very dangerous. Look, I would say love is very, very, very dangerous. Because right now we're seeing things from a rational point of view. We don't have those emotions attached to that. So it's easier for us to do that. But just think of any girl you liked or whatever, and maybe your friends were telling you that you should love the girl or that you should do either go and talk to her or whatever, and you can't do it because you have feelings attached to that person. So while it's tough, it's very hard because you want to spend time with this person. Imagine if you can only see this girl for once a week, then you have either Saturday or Sunday on weekends to see the girl. Then you have to choose. I have to study for exams. So Sunday, I'll study for the exams, and I have Saturday free. I really want to see this person because I have very strong feelings attached to this person. I have to take the decision, take the decision. Then I can go spend time with my friends, have a nice time. But I have this strong ass attachment to this person that I've been texting every single day of the week because I want to see this person again. So I know, man, it's very hard. It's very hard to judge when you're not in love. I guess you should always strive for balance. You should always strive for balance, maintaining your friends, go hanging out with your friends, and I guess going out with the girl too.
Because
But
they're an important aspect of your life as well. Like for
yeah,
moving forward and for the future. you know. I
true.
understand. Obviously, you're gonna meet up with the one you have feelings for, and stuff, obviously. And but like you said, balance is key.
Have you ever fallen in
Yeah.
love, George?
Have I ever fallen in love?
Like actually falling in love with someone?
Uh, yes, yes, I have. Um,
How
not
was the
going into detail.
experience?
Well, I get that it's an emotional connection to that individual. What's the woman, obviously, and it every time you either think or look at her, think of her or look at her, you you just create these new emotions that you don't feel for anyone else, and it makes you feel, like I don't know how to, I don't know how to express these emotions, but you get these emotions, and
Yeah.
it creates a new version of yourself that you never thought you had or you would ever be. Um, and it truly defines what love is. But it could also destroy you as well if you do not act on this love. You just maintain grabbing it. You like you don't express your feelings to the other person. It could really disrupt your life and your connections and yourself. It could change you. That's
So
why you
how does
gotta
this
have
happen
balls.
though? How can
How's
how
this
can
happen?
how can love
Uh,
destroy
you,
you? Yeah.
you don't have balls, and you don't go and ask her. You know.
But
So
just
she's got
just
to
if you
build that
don't go
confidence.
after though, just love can only destroy you if you don't ask the girl out. Is that what you mean?
Obviously, if she rejects you, then that can destroy you as well. She or he
Obviously.
rejects you, destroys you because you've been loving this person, or you think you have, and it brings you down, breaks you down.
Have you ever gotten destroyed by love, George?
I'm like, oh, uh, yeah, yeah, definitely,
How did
yeah.
it feel?
Not too often, but how do I feel?
How
That
did
was
it
a while
feel?
ago.
How did it
I
feel?
did it a while ago, but it takes about 2 weeks to try and become yourself again. I mean, that's like a known fact as well. And the first few days, it was, you know, you couldn't stop thinking about it. You have to force yourself to like wake up and realize it's not gonna happen. You know. So go gym. Go gym. I recommend it. Yeah, look at us now with Jack.
Yeah, yeah.
And you need the distraction. If you're doing nothing, then you're gonna start thinking about it, and then you're cooked. So
Mm.
it brings also new emotions. So it makes you stronger. I think it makes you more confident because then you have experience,
It makes you more
and
confident being rejected.
being rejected builds more confidence and makes you stronger internally and mentally.
Shouldn't be the opposite though, because you're being rejected by someone, so the person's rejecting you. So like you want a person that is here now the person puts you here. You're
Yeah.
you're under the level. Shouldn't it make you less confident?
Well, when that happens, you're put in a situation where you have to choose. You either choose to let it destroy you, and then you remain the rest of your life in agony, or you learn from it and you build yourself up to to do better next time.
Like the dopamine spike,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna grind this. Yeah, true, true.
Just get some upbeat music on, bro. Go to that gym and just
But would you say that's
get rid of.
confidence or that's more like motivation? Because I feel like confidence. When the times I got this, I got distracted. The times I got rejected, I feel like my confidence went down, but the motivation levels went up for me to grind more and to go to gym. Motivation
Yeah, I
wise,
think
I agree, but confidence, I don't know.
I
It
think
depends how you feel.
motivation leads to confidence. So I think you're right. You're definitely
Motivation
right.
is confidence.
You get motivation first, and I say if you ever find someone else, this motivation helps you to build more confidence. Like, yes, all right, I have to do this now. You got this
True.
this time. You got this. You're not like in afraid like of what's gonna happen. Now you know what's gonna happen, if anything. So it makes you more like, all right, I've got this, bro.
So it
Yeah,
makes you. It's kind of like exposure therapy. That you
it's
get exposed. Hear me out. You get exposed to your fear. For example, if you're scared of heights, you go there and you get exposed to. You go to the top of a building and just look down.
right.
While you're feeling that, you're scared. You're like the adrenaline is on top of the world. You're dying, but then when you step off, when you calm down, you see like, damn, I'm okay. I survived, and
Yeah,
this
yeah,
makes
yeah,
you feel more confident. It's kind of like this. You see
yeah.
that the
Basically,
rejection doesn't kill you, and you're fine. You say, damn, okay. Next time will be better.
yeah,
It's kind of like
yeah.
that.
Exactly. That's
Mm,
exactly. I'd say, in my opinion, in my
mm,
experience.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. But just when I think about it, like all the times I got rejected, I didn't feel more confident at all.
You're
The
probably
motivation really kicked in
probably because you're still young, mate. If you what it's been what you've been rejected a few times, a few times.
a couple times.
You you being younger, you
Yeah,
were younger, and
yeah, true.
it makes you a man, innit?
But it is true that the motivation kind of leads to confidence, depending on where you put this motivation.
Yeah.
Because
As I said, it's all about choice.
yeah,
You got to
because
choose.
if you get rejected and you get a lot of motivation to, I don't know, watch pornography or whatever, then you're cooked. Then
Mm.
you're cooked because you're gonna do this and you're not gonna grow, and your confidence is gonna be down lower. But if you get rejected and you get the motivation to just go grind the gym, study, get good grades, pass in university, whatever, then it's good. Then I feel like your confidence is going to naturally grow from that.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
definitely. I see
Mm,
you've copied my guitar.
I didn't copy your
You-
guitar.
I had it last time in the background.
That's true. That's true. But I always have my guitar here though. It's just last time was hidden. Sure. Now, I'm going deep now.
Oh, come on.
What would be, or if you could go back 5 years in the past and give yourself, young George, advice on love,
Yeah.
what would you tell?
I love
Yeah, on love, specifically on love.
5 years ago. That was
5 years ago,
2020, 2020.
2020, quarantine,
COVID.
COVID.
I was still a kid back then, so like I was just playing Minecraft, playing
Yeah,
Minecraft all day.
that's
Also,
true.
I don't think if I told myself that, I don't think I'd listen. You know, but if I did listen on love, I'd say stop waiting around. At first, I was waiting around, so I'd say you know stop waiting around, stop wasting life, and get to it. But for love, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. What would I don't know what to say to myself. Because if it weren't for those experiences, I don't think I'd be where I'd be now. You know.
That's true.
So I think I had to go through that. So I don't think I'd tell
I
him
mean,
anything.
you had to go through that, but you can give yourself some advice because I feel like we all had some insecurities back then. We all have insecurities. We all had some insecurities, some things that are haunting us that we didn't know, that we were unaware of. And I guess with today's knowledge, you can somehow improve that,
I
or
guess.
just give your past yourself some advice, some uh, just some bits of knowledge, so it makes
Right.
his life easier.
What would you say?
What would I say to myself
I
on
don't know.
love 5 years ago?
I didn't even know you 5 years ago. So I don't even know what to say to you.
Quarantine. 2020.
Well, it was almost
Oh
COVID actually.
no,
Just before COVID.
it was kind of COVID.
COVID was March 17th. Friday. No, Friday 13th. I remember
It's
it was
kind of like
Friday
my first
13th.
breakup, my first ever break, the first time I
First
ever
ever
broke up.
breakup. Crazy.
Um, because it's kind of tough to be honest. In my, because I spent my whole life from when I was 5 to when I was 13, 12, liking the same person. So
Crazy.
that's some insane, like almost 10 years liking the same person. I would say like
What?
focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Um, don't then that stuff because I had so much stuff going through my head.
Mm.
Uh, Go there, try out new things. Don't be afraid to feel pain. Don't be afraid to fall down. Don't be afraid to talk to your friends about it. And I would say to myself that you're much better than you think you are. You're much better.
Yeah.
You're way more intelligent. You're way more mentally capable than many people out there. And then you think you are. I used to underestimate my abilities a lot. So I guess I would need to hear that.
Um,
And that
That's great.
uh choose a person who chooses you. That would be like my main love advice, 100%
And then
for myself.
he'd see this big muscly gorilla just walk in. You know, he'd be like, "Damn, that's me."
Me with long hair, like, me with long hair playing
Skinny,
Fortnite.
yeah, skinny boy, crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of insane how times change.
Yeah,
I
but
feel like teenagers were
yeah,
like the
I don't want to see myself.
most insane thing. You just grow so much in such a short period of time. But now that I think about it, man, we're basically finishing teenage
Adult,
years. We're
yeah,
basically finishing. It's done.
it's done, bro. No,
It's
not
done.
yet,
It's
bro.
done.
We're,
No, it's
we're
basically
not.
done.
Oh yeah,
I remember I used to be 10 years old, 11. My parents would say, "Oh, the teenage years were my best years." And I was always looking up to going partying, looking up
yeah,
to kissing many girls. Now
yeah,
I'm 17. And we're like, it's done, and
yeah.
everything
It's
just
over.
went by like this.
Yeah, I didn't kiss enough girls.
Enough.
Just like that, yeah. Crazy. I mean, childhood, bro. You better remember me in like 20 years. Like, you know, like I'll
What?
come back here one day. I'm gonna come back here one day. You better come back here as well.
Here? Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, bro. You
I get
gotta
no. We're gonna meet up eventually when we
eventually.
separate our ways. Yeah, eventually. We call like
Like,
everyone. We're having a
uh,
barbecue.
all the kids, bro, my wife, whatnot, all the boys.
Your wife. I hope so.
Oh, hope, bro. By 30 at least.
By 30 at least. Oh, if I'm like 40, no wife, I'm gonna be so cooked. I'm gonna be so sad.
You have to go just get some like MILF, you know.
Hell, I mean, if I'm 40, the woman's 40, it's not a MILF anymore. Just
Right.
someone my age. But if I'm if I'm 17 and I'm going for a 23-year-old, then that's MILF type stuff.
I agree, bro. I agree. Crazy.
If you were 20, would you date a woman that is 30 years old?
Nah, what is that, bro? She's gonna want kids in like what 1 year, bro? I'm still in uni. I'm still in uni,
Yeah,
like
that's
you
true.
know.
That's true. That's true.
10 years difference, bro.
But if you're 30 and the woman is 40,
If I'm 30 and the woman's 40,
yeah,
nah, she'll be dead by the time I'm like 80. You know.
I mean, she can still be 90. She won't be able to walk. You have to change her diapers every day.
Yeah. And I think the max I'd go, but I'd barely even go for 6. Like I less, less. Like I think 2 years is perfect for me. Maximum.
Two
Yeah.
years. Maximum 2 years.
I think 2 to 3.
Nah. Hell no.
And well, younger and older. From the age of 20. No, it's 21.
If you
There you go.
if you marry a woman, like let's say you're 30, you're married already, then when you get to
Yeah.
your 50s, she dies.
Damn.
Would you like date a woman that's 20?
Right now.
What?
Right now.
No, if you were 50 and your wife died.
No.
Why not?
30 is different.
Yeah,
You
this
mad?
this happens quite
Oh,
a lot.
no, I'm Christian. I can't do that.
What if she's 30 though?
Nah.
You're 50, she's 30.
No.
What? You're gonna date a 50-year-old too? Again? Or
Yeah.
you're not gonna date anyone anymore after your wife dies?
My wife dies and I have children. I probably won't date anyone.
Won't date anyone.
Well, not for a few years
Would
though.
you? No,
Like if
obviously
my
not after a few years. Obviously, like after 5 years. I don't know. Not even 5 years. Like 3 years or something.
probably longer than that
Sure.
for me.
Let's put some nice 5 years.
5 years. Okay, yeah, I would.
Then if would you date at like 30-year-old?
At 50? No.
Why not?
No.
Why
No.
not? That's so
Why
normal.
yes? No, it's not.
It is. What's the? Is it Leonardo DiCaprio? He's dating. He's like he's 60. He's dating a 20-year-old, something like this. I think he's dating
No,
a
it's not.
19-year-old. Yeah, I know. I think it's Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't remember who.
Oh, he was married.
Okay, so if you were 55, what would you go for then?
No.
No,
Why
what
am
would
I?
you go for?
Oh, sorry. 50 max.
50.
Yeah. Got to be someone my age.
So you have like the baddies that are 30 that want you because you're 55,
Uh,
and you go for like a basically dead 50. My mom is 50.
Bad.
Dead, like
Oh,
50 falling off like this basically.
at 50, you're not falling off. uh, no comment.
So you would rather go to 50 for a 50-year-old?
No comment. You?
I mean, if I'm 50, my wife is dead. Obviously, I would get very sad. I would be very sad. I'll be very, very sad. I'll let some years pass by, feel my heart being open again for life. Then I would probably first, first of all, I would go in a reality show of like blind dates.
Right.
So
Oh
something like this
no.
for old people. I'll go for one of those
Oh
because then it
no.
will be cool. It will be fun to experience. Then then I will try actually date someone. I would go if I was 50. I would go for like a solid 40 or lower, probably. What?
Oh, pedophile.
No, fine. Or obviously, I could go for someone who's
Obviously,
50. It's fine, but I mean, 40 lower, like 30.
you're mad. You know
it's
that.
it's not mad. It's so normal.
Oh, mad.
I've never met people women who marry men that are 25 years older than them. Oh, although they want me for my money, though they wait me for. Mm,
And then you die, and then they get all the money.
yeah, that's true. I'm not gonna give them the money. I'm gonna give it to my children.
Yeah.
But you just gotta think. It's like you have right now. Imagine you can choose whoever you want, and you have like Zendaya and the current Leia from Star Wars. I don't remember the actress. It's,
Well, I'm 17, so like Zendaya, obviously, because she's younger. But like,
yes, and we were 50. Your mind's gonna be the same.
no, but Leia's 80 years old now. You
Yes,
know that?
it's literally it's kind of like that, though.
No, I still go to Leia. I'll go for Leia if I'm 80, bro.
Well, or imagine you're 80 and you're going for like a 20-year-old. Then that's
That's
then
mad.
that's 60 years difference. Oh, yeah. Then
Basically a
then then
lifetime here.
then that's a bit mad. That's a bit mad. You live for life of this person. Yeah. Then it's kind of weird. But who knows? After 18, everything is legal. So
Mm, mad.
oh, we're supposed to talk about ditching friends. Now we're talking about marrying 20-year-olds when you're 80.
Yeah, alright, back to ditching friends.
So
I've got nothing else to say about that, to be
what
honest.
is the conclusion we get from
Conclusion. Make time for both. Balance is key. Balance is key. Hashtag.
balance is key?
Balance
Ski.
is key. Ski? Oh, ski. I
Balance
love
is
skiing.
key. But I am the
Instructor.
youngest ski instructor. What
I
is
am
that?
the
And the
youngest. I
type
am the youngest.
the thumbnail is gonna be I love ski.
I love skiing. Yeah, bro.
So what would be like final advice you'd give for a guy who's feeling he's ditching his friends? He's ditching his friends because he's got a girl and his friends are complaining about him ditching them. What would you tell
Like,
him right now in his face? Like imagine he's
right
looking at
now,
you in this podcast, he's looking right at you.
man up, stop being a little dog, and make time for everyone. Okay? I get it. You're in love. You want to be with this person all the time. But that does not mean that every other person in your life does not count for anything, you know? They're still there. They have feelings too, you know? Try and put yourself in their boots. Imagine one of your friends with doing the same thing. How would you feel? Change it. Change it, bro. Make time. Time, what was I saying? Balance is key. Hashtag. But no. Alright, that's my final advice.
Balance is key. Hashtag.
Yeah. Hashtag balance is key.
Thank you very much for watching today's episode of
Thank you
Evergreen
very much.
Syllabus. Don't forget to hit the
Leave,
like button, subscribe.
yeah. And leave some comments, you know, give us some ideas. What would you like us to like discuss about? What would you like us to debate about? Give you advice? Anything.
We're very
We'll do it.
experienced 17-year-olds doing IB.
Facts.
So I guess we are the same
Basically done
as
everything.
World War II veterans.
Yeah, we've done everything, mate. Alright, so thank you very much for watching. And we shall catch you on the next one.
Balance is key. Hashtag.